Posted 09302017042418 PM MDTUpdated 10,012,017 AM MDT A large elk herd being examined by Ben Kraft, wildlife biologist for Colorado Parks and Wildlife, outside Loveland in 2016. Paul Aiken staff photo. A cow elk shot by a hiker in Rocky Mountain National Park in June 2015 had given birth within 72 hours prior to her death and was likely behaving in an aggressive manner to protect a calf. The hiker who shot the elk, Fort Collins resident Raphael Bressel Smith, was charged with 1 count of knowingly using a firearm in a manner that endangered persons or property and 1 count of knowingly taking wildlife. But in a ruling released in March, following a December bench trial, and obtained by the Daily Camera on Friday, federal magistrate Kristen Mix acquitted Bressel Smith of all charges. Mix wrote in the ruling that Bressel Smith likely had no reasonable alternative other than to shoot the elk, which had charged at Bressel Smith twice before he shot it 3 times. Encounters between wild animals and humans are largely unpredictable, Mix wrote. This one had an undeniably sad outcome, but the defendant's actions are excused by necessity. Bressel Smith had been hiking in the park and passed a group of hikers who had been filming the cow. Video played during the trial showed the cow act aggressively toward one of the other hikers, although only momentarily, and the elk came after him shortly after, court records show. He testified in court that he hid behind a tree when the elk charged at him the first time, and it left. However, when he was leaving, he said he crunched a water bottle, and the noise brought the animal back. He told Mix he felt he had no choice but to shoot at the elk, which ran off and later died. Reached by phone on Friday, Bressel Smith said he still hikes in Rocky Mountain National Park when he has time, even though his encounter with the elk was scary because it was only 10 feet away and charging at him. It was coming at me in a full sprint, he said. That's definitely a pretty terrifying thing to happen. Court records indicate that a necropsy performed on the elk showed it had given birth within 72 hours prior to her death. The animal was also suffering from meningitis, which can cause aggression, but the veterinarian ruled that the aggression was likely to protect a calf. Court records did not give any indication of what happened to the calf. Officials at RMNP have prohibited foot and horse travel off established roads and trails between 5 p.m. and 7 a.m. since September 1 in numerous areas of the park to prevent disturbance and harassment of elk during their mating season. The closures last until October 31. Colorado Parks and Wildlife spokeswoman Jennifer Churchill said cow elk can behave aggressively in the spring when they give birth, and bull elk can behave aggressively in the fall during mating season. Churchill said officials killed a large bull elk in Estes Park in early September after it attacked 2 women in separate incidents on the same day. She added that people who see elk should give them 2 bus lengths of space because the animals, while they might seem tame, often are not, and are merely being tolerant of humans. We have a lot of elk in Colorado who live near people, she said. People start to think they are tame, and unfortunately get too close. John Bear 3,034,731,355, BEARJ @dilacamera.com or twitter.com. John Bear with